Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a new series with Zulu and myself. Here, Motorsport Monday. We're starting off, we're going to be doing, well, the basis of this series is we're going to be doing different challenges, like picking different cars, different tracks. It's kind of like a random series, and we've each this week, Zulu has chosen the challenge. We're going to do it so that the winner gets choice of the challenge. And we're going to be doing, it's kind of a best 2 out of 3. I pick a track, Zulu here picks a track, and then if one of us wins both of those, we don't need the third round. If we do need the third round, I've got a random number generator that'll randomly generate the track, the layout, and the terrain. So if it's in the dry, the night, or the rain. So now we're gonna hop into a lobby and do our car reveal. Oh, it looks like we both went Honda this round, and Civic. So, what have you done with your car? Ooh, nice. Nice. So you're in the 18 Civic Type R. And my car, now I'm in the 1984 Honda Civic CRX, which is a little bit older, just a little bit. And I've done the opposite essentially. I've taken just about every single ounce I can out of this car. Lighter wheels, the weight reduction, no roll cage, pretty much everything I can. Then I upgraded the drivetrain, so it's got like new clutch, new transmission, new drivelines, new differential, and I pretty much put new camshaft in it, so that this thing revs all the way up to 10,000 RPM. His is rear wheel, mine's front wheel. He's racing on a controller, I'm racing on a wheel. It's opposite day today. Battle of the opposites. And so front wheel versus rear wheel today. Battle of the opposites. And I have forgot to mention this week's challenge. We have done hot hatches, any of them. So as you can see, Zulu with the modern hot hatch. We also included Hot Hatch Genesis and Hot Hatch Icons. I think the CRX is from Genesis, but I might be wrong on that. But we've included those, and we set a limit to B class. So 600 was the max performance. I couldn't add any more up to 5. I'm at 599. You can see I couldn't add any more without bursting into A class. And as I mentioned before, whoever wins gets to pick the challenge next week. So, what track have you chosen for us today? Okay. The last map. Corkscrew? Funny, because this was actually my first choice as well. That's okay. And we're trying to do about a 16-mile race, so that we've got a little bit of time to do whatever. So I'm setting it up to 5 laps. And we're going to see you guys once it loads. Well, here we are, guys, sitting here with our 2 cars. Complete opposites. Same conclusion. Are you ready to get into the race, my good sir? Alright. Things are getting serious if he's pulling up his socks. Welcome everyone to the first inaugural race of Motorsport Monday. Here we go. Bet your Civic's got a lot more power than mine. Ooh, I lost my rear end out a little bit. Which is going to be what happens. This car has a bit of rear downforce issues. Oh God! I was so used to the full circuit that I didn't realize that we were turning here. Because that's what I've been doing all my practice on, is the full circuit. I was like, oh, we're on full circuit. Okay. This is why we've done a 16-mile race. Because if one of us makes an idiot move like that, the other one has a chance to catch up. Closing the door on me, I see. Ah, you just made a wall there then. That's okay. That's okay. Like I said, as long as you're not making like a lot of like that. I was gonna say, as long as you're not doing bad moves. That's what I was going to say. Then you're fine. But I've done a bad move. I'm going to send it around the outside. It's a very slow section here. And I thought I'd go with this one because my car's very turny basis. So. Here's hoping. Oh shoot, okay, it does tighten back on you. Like the actual circuit, or like the full circuit. Wow. The sad part is, that lap time is, with all of those mistakes, it's about similar to a lap time I do on the full circuit. That I've done. It's a couple seconds slower, but... that either means I'm really fast on the full circuit or really slow around here. Or both. Man, really going faster. And you're gaining, because I'm watching that time there on the right. I'm watching that slowly drop. This little guy's pulling me all the way around. I must have done something wrong because I'm watching that gap close. Oh, that's really wrong. Were you practicing on this with your keyboard? Awesome. Okay. Let's keep her going. Making some mistakes here and there. You're not too far behind, which is really good. That means you've gotten a lot of improvement. This is the main circuit, is an F1 circuit here. This is, like I said, this is the season finale track of F1. Yep, this is where they raced last race of the year in November, I think. And then they... What? Yeah, that's on the full circuit. Oh man, that's... I had way too inside line there. I sent myself out wide. I'm not doing good things here. And it's not good for me to... It's really not good for me to do it right before the track limit, or the straightaway, I mean. And that's how I can tell you're doing, or you, like I said, you're learning well, because I'm almost a full second up on my lap, or on my best lap, and you cut, I think, 1.5 seconds out of my gap, or the gap to me. Yeah. I would say, because I'm 1.5 seconds up on my time, or my last lap time. Those are some of the sausage curves I was talking about, mate. Oh. I keep having a bunch of little mistakes. I'm glad that none of them are too detrimental. Things are not going well on my part. I mean, they are, because I'm winning, but I had a 1.5 seconds up on my last lap. I am now down about 0.5 second. So I've lost about 2 seconds somewhere. Which I know where, because I've been not doing good things. Oh, I came back, because I was 0.07 of a second slower. The only hint I'll give is my circuit is another one of F1's circuits. That doesn't really help, because I know you don't know a lot of them. Or I don't even know if you know any of them, for that matter. Yep. And guys, this is just kind of a test run for this. We will be making kind of tweaks as the season goes on, or the series, I mean. We just wanted to see how this would work. And if you guys ever had any feedback, leave it on one of our 2 channels. Drop it in the comments. And make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to both of us for different action here. So, and we're going to be doing this series. We stream together on Saturday nights, and we'll be doing plenty of series in the future. And we also got, or I've got a couple of series on my own yet. He hasn't started any quite yet, but I think he's got some ideas that he's thinking of. And we might be working on a No Man's Sky series. That's not confirmed yet. So don't be too disappointed. That's just kind of one of the ideas spinning around. Oh man. I'm glad you don't get penalties in this game. I've been running wide at just about every single circuit. Or every corner, I mean. Yeah, man. And I do need to get back to my Reddit reaction videos now that I can properly edit them. Those are quite fun. I really like making them, I had a hard time editing some of the stuff out without. So, I would say we can go at it, because it would take several times to go run through the video, because I couldn't really edit, so I'd have to do a good portion of it in one run. All I could do is smash whole clips together. I couldn't cut them or anything. So, I had to run through, I think I was doing the top 25 posts of the week or something. I don't remember if it was the week or the month. And I think it's the month. If it's not, that's what I'm going to be doing in the future. And I had to run through like all 25 without like seeing anything inappropriate, and if anything was inappropriate, then I had to pretty much restart and then jump over it. And every time I had to restart, my reaction got less and less genuine, because I'd be like, oh wow, yeah. But yeah, so it took ages to record, and it took like a lot of energy to just like see the same stuff over and over. But now, with editing software, if something is inappropriate, you can just cut it. So now, now you'll get to see my proper reaction as my CRX goes over the line. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's 1 point for Atomic. Yeah, I busted my... Oh, that's where I busted it, when I gave you a little tap. I busted one of my headlights. But I was like, I only hit the wall once, and I rear-ended your car. So it had to have come from one of those two events. Now I'm going to get this set up for race number 2. And here we are at Silverstone Racing Circuit in Britain. I'm surprised it's not raining. That's what happens in the UK. But, like I said, we're here at another one of F1's circuits in our Civics. And we're going to get this race started. And let's get this race started. Someone actually made one of your Civics all-wheel drive in real life. They had an electric like rim type deal to it, so it attaches to the axle and it runs off of something. I don't know necessarily what, but it's the tires were like electrically powered. or something, so it was all-wheel drive. The front two tires were powered by the engine, and the rear two tires were powered by like an electric engine. Yeah, man. No, man. That's okay. I ran really deep as well. I'm up your inside. Yeah, man. And if you've got a race with the racing line on, so be it, mate. Okay. I was just saying if you want to use it to learn a track. Though I think that honestly, the only game I still use the racing line in is F1, and it's because I have troubles driving an F1 car. And I just really like the animation that it does because it's 3D. It's awesome. Oh man. These cars are very different than F1 cars. Let's just put it that way. That's what I'm trying to drive it like around this track. Because that's I think the last thing I've driven around this track. And it was several weeks ago. I just know this track pretty well because it's one of the more infamous tracks. Real down. It's a hard chicane. There we go. Keeping it together. This first turn's a bit nasty when you're up at speed. And then these turns up here are also pretty nasty once you're up to speed. You gotta get real slowed down for them. And I'm trying, like I said, for our first couple of episodes, I'm not trying to be mean with my track choices. Because I want to like this track. It's got that very tight bit where my car will excel, and my car does have quite a bit of downforce on it with my front splitter and my rear wing that I've added, and I've tuned it to have extra downforce as well. So my car's pretty good through the turns and to the high speed corners. But when it comes to like these straightaways, you've got miles on me. And if you need to catch up ever, feel free to run wide. I'm not too particular about it. That's exactly one of the tricks I'll use if I'm too far behind. Yeah. Because generally, I mean, like, if it's grass, don't run through the grass. But if it's asphalt, you can run through the asphalt and you'll keep more speed. Just keep it planted, and as long as you know you're not going to go into the wall, it's fine. Because, like I said, this isn't Project Cars where you have track limits. And I'm not going to be too particular as you're learning. And I feel in a couple of episodes at least you'll get racing good, because you are not that bad on Yas Marina, and that's one of the harder circuits I know. This one's, I would call a medium. Because it's got its tricky bits, but overall, it's not too bad. It's pretty much high-speed corners into a couple of low-speed corners with a couple of straights in between. I always mess these couple of corners up, but generally, or not generally, I haven't been these last little bits. Man, I ran too wide again. Keep it out of the grass. How's your Civic feeling? You're definitely getting better at that too. Tuning and such. Shoot, I forgot to do that. Yeah, I played with downforce, and then I changed my gearing as well, and I played with my brake bias, and I shoved it really far forward front. I think I'm running like a 68 or 69% front brake bias. So almost 2/3 of it's done in the front, my braking. So that's not too bad. Not too shabby. Some of these corners are a lot easier to take here than in an F1 car. Because they are tough. Those are tough little suckers to drive. Yeah, my car will rev all the way up to 10 G's, but red line is at 9,000. And I was gonna say, I'll school you on VTEC, but I can't really do that when you've also got it. I know, but Honda's known for VTEC. And honestly, I don't actually know if this car has VTEC, because it might be a little too old. I don't know what first car got VTEC for Honda. It's just, I know it's a form of variable valve timing, so that like valves will like open and close more depending on what the RPM is. Because they've got like a weird shaped camshaft or something that does something. I don't know how it works exactly. Like I said, I know it's a weird shaped camshaft with lobes that when it's a high RPM it makes the valves open, I think, a little bit more, which lets more air in. So it helps keep power going at high RPM, which is why everyone's like, when the VTEC kicks in, because it does. I know, like, I know modern cars, that VTEC actually kicks in around 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs, which most cars nowadays have some sort of variable valve timing. But Honda, I think, was one of the first to do it. But I could be wrong on that. I just know they're famous for it. And I always liked the Mugen, which is what this car is. Yeah. This is the CRX Mugen. Yours is the Type R. I mean, Mugen's still used to this day because Mugen's a tuning company for Honda. It's like, I'm trying to think of a relatable reference. It's like if a Mercedes is an AMG or not. Like AMG is a special part of Mercedes. Granted, Mugen's balls ran wide again. Granted, Mugen's not a part of Honda, but yeah, they tune Hondas, and they used to support Honda racing teams as well. They're, like I said, they're a Honda tuning company. But then Honda started making their own race cars, and that's what the Type R is. And then you'll notice your car has a red Honda badge on it. All the Type Rs get red badges. And I think that's the first Type R that the United States has got that you're in. They've been making them since the 1990s, but we finally got ours in like 17 or 18. Our first one. It was like 20 years later. Because the United States never gets any of the cool cars. Because I don't think we got these Mugens either. We just got the basic CRXs. Because I actually almost got one of these as my first car. Some guy offered me $400 for it, but I didn't know if it actually ran even. So I was like, yeah, I'm not touching that. As much as I really want it, I'm not touching it. I need a car that runs for sure. Yeah, mate. Yeah, this track has a lot. This track has a lot of sausage curves on it. I'm gonna make my challenge a bit harder. Not harder to drive, but harder to build. I think I've got it in my mind, but I wanna take a look at it. But sadly, we don't get to see how the randomizer works this episode. So I got this win, which means I get to pick my challenge next week. And we'll be doing another episode of this next Monday. Like I said before, make sure to leave a like, sub to both of us, AtomicAp3 here, and sub over to Zulu at Psychic Zulu. And we'll both be checking you guys out next week. We've got a little bit more fun to be had. We'll have a good night, good day, whatever time it is for you. And see you next time.